Do quickly also want to highlight that there are a few lightning strikes in Milwaukee County. I know a lot of people are at Summerfest. A lot of people are in Franklin out at Tacos and Tequila. There is heavy rain that is on your doorstep, and there is lightning, likely very gusty winds and hail as well. Syria, I know we have a crew that's in Franklin right now.
Yeah, we have Erica Finke. She is in Franklin at the Tacos and Tequila Festival. Erica, can you hear me? Can you tell us kind of what is going on? Are people being evacuated?
Yes. Hi, everyone. They ended up canceling Tacos and Tequila probably about an hour and a half early. This wrapped up about 10 minutes ago. I spoke with organizers shortly after we started seeing people start leaving. I was told by the organizers that they took the final performer of the night, Ludacris, off the stage as he was set to perform because of the weather. So they canceled this show early tonight. It was supposed to be done around 10, got done about 8:40 because of this weather. I mean, probably within the last 12 or 15 minutes, we started to see a lot more flashes of lightning. And then in the last 5 minutes, as we were trying to go live on television for you to see it yourself, we started to get absolute downpouring. And as everybody was coming out of the stadium, and this is about 10,000 people that organizers told me are here, as everybody was coming out, we were not able to bring this live to you right now on your screen because of just how crazy and chaotic it is out here with some signal issues as well.
Erica, I'm wondering, what is that exit looking like? I mean, is it just chaos, people trying to get in their cars and get out of there? I mean, what is it looking like? What is the parking situation? Are people just kind of stuck?
Oh, Syria, it is. People are fast walking and running out of there with their ponchos. They're huddling together right now, as I'm seeing on the sidewalk right in front of me. There's probably the most traffic I have seen all day. I would say that traffic flow all day has been pretty steady, not a whole lot of traffic as people were here and they were in there for hours.
Erica, so you can't see this, but we actually right now have a live picture up of the Rock Sports Complex in Franklin, and it is, I mean, it's just a gridlock. Yep. Nobody is moving. So I know a lot of people at home are watching this. Some people might be stuck in their car right there and watching this. You just got to have patience because, like you said, Erica, 10,000 people were there?
Yes. Organizers told me just like last year, it was 10,000 people that were here, or at least estimated to be here. Everyone was so excited to see T.I. He was the last performer before Ludacris came on stage and then was taken off because of the weather here. And now, like I said, everybody is just huddled up outside, patiently waiting for their cars. Lots of people just standing around, walking around, probably a lot of them trying to get to their rideshare services, trying to get to their cars, trying to get to their vehicles. But I estimate it's probably going to be a traffic jam out here for quite some time tonight. So if you are here and you're able to hear this, definitely please be patient.
Thank you so much, Erica. And we're going to try to take some more of these cameras to kind of give everybody a look at this. If we have the Stadium DOT camera, can we get that up? Just kind of to show what this traffic situation is looking like? Because we're now also hearing from more people at Summerfest as well that it is now starting to downpour there. Oh, look at this.